should have just left it in God's hands. I feel like a fool, but I'm grateful to the Lord.
This is the classic courtroom opener, remorse dialed up to 100. But is it genuine or strategic? Keep watching, because Judge Boyd is about to test every word he just said.
Because I've gotten closer with Christ since the incidents happened. But I feel terrible. I feel terrible about everything that had happened in that incident.
Side of the criminal justice system again, Judge. If you have the courage to grant him.
Oh, well, it's not a matter of my having courage.
Sorry, Judge, and I apologize. I wasn't trying to offend you by any means. If you grant him deferred, you won't. I am confident in saying that you will not be mistaken, embarrassed. He will not be before this court for an MTR or any other court for a criminal offense. He will.
Quick legal note: restitution isn't optional. If a victim lists financial losses, the court must consider them. And Judge Boyd? She treats restitution like gospel, no excuses.
Successfully complete all conditions and terms of his deferred adjudication, and will be able to, which I've found is sometimes most helpful, is be able to pay it forward with regards to helping other people realize that.
Did you hear that? If you have the courage. Lawyers, pro tip, never imply a judge lacks courage. Judge Boyd handles it professionally, but you can feel the temperature in the room spike. Would you have phrased it like that?
You know, the decisions we make not only have real-world immediate consequences for other people, but for society and for the families as a whole. We would humbly ask that you grant him deferred adjudication. I've explained to him that deferred subjects him to the full range of punishment, not just 10 years. And this court has a heavy hammer over his head. We would just ask for the opportunity, Your Honor, humbly.
May I say something briefly, Your Honor?
Sure.
For the past 2 years that I've been going to coming to court and going about the reschedulings and so forth, I've made a number one priority out of everything in my life to make sure that I get here no matter what it is, whether I'm in Oklahoma, I'm in Paris, Texas, or Rogers, Texas, or anywhere in Texas. And I'm very grateful that y'all have given me the opportunity to appear via Zoom, and have been very lenient with me as far as appearing here to make something like this possible. But I do want to let you know that it is my number one priority to be as on time as I possibly could for any event or anything that y'all need me to do or need me to cooperate with. It's just, I want to be as cooperative as possible, and I don't ever want to look at anything like this again in my life, Your Honor. And I'm grateful to even be standing here in front of you, because 2 years ago, I remember sitting in jail next to a man who stabbed his brother in the neck, and I thought that was it. That was my last opportunity to even see the outside world. And for this past 2 years, I've seen miracle after miracle after miracle, and I've met so many people that I never thought I'd meet, and seen so much that I never thought I'd seen. So I do want to let you know that I am a man of my word, and it's all I have. And I plan on staying and sticking to it no matter what.
All right. So, here we can go off the record. Here's the court's question. Let me just tell you, sometimes I think out loud. Sometimes what I'm thinking out loud, these are just thoughts. Sometimes it's hard to send somebody to prison when you see that they've changed their life, but they've done something bad. And so with you, I'm balancing what you've done. I'm balancing where you...
This is Boyd's thinking out loud mode, and it's gold. Judges rarely reveal their internal balancing act, but she openly explains how she weighs rehabilitation versus accountability. This transparency is why her courtroom goes viral.
Are now. I'm balancing your age. I'm balancing, the complaint. I will tell you this, the complainant in this case did you a solid. Because there are some complainants who would say, I want him underneath the prison. And so what I can tell you in this is what the complainant is saying. And I'm not saying I'm gonna lean one way or not, but so the complainant says they're out of pocket. Where is this? This is the time where you need one of those sticky things to turn pages.
Your Honor, I'm not a,
So the complainant says they're out of pocket $6,136.20. And what I can tell you is normally when people say they lost this amount from work, I'm like, I'm not allowed to legally give that. But he says he lost a week's pay. That's $1,096.16. And he says his vehicle is still impounded. I don't know if his vehicle is still impounded or not. I don't know how to check on that. But he's saying that vehicle is valued at $8,000. So if you add the approximately $6,000 plus the $1,000 out of work and the $8,000, that leaves a restitution amount of $15,232.36. Now, what I can tell you is I will think about this, but you probably need to speak with the state and speak with your defense attorney about this restitution amount, because it appears that's a majority of the complainant's concern.
I'll take care of him, Your Honor.
Well, no. You want to talk to your attorney about this, because what I'm telling you, this is what I've discovered in my time on the planet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Everybody says,
Translation: the complainant wants money, not prison time. In many cases, victims prefer financial repair over incarceration, especially when the crime caused property or financial damage.
they're going to do certain things. Everybody said they're going to pay a certain amount, and then you know what ends up happening? They're on probation. They're supposed to pay a certain amount, and then they don't pay it. And if there's a motion to revoke filed and it's over fees, I can't send somebody to prison for not paying money if they establish that they are unable to afford it. So whenever there's restitution, especially at this amount, I usually want a majority of it. Yes.
I've conferred with the state. They're not opposed. We're asking for a little more time. He has $1,800 on him. He had a $5,000 loan that he was pre-approved for that fell through. This week, he has a gentleman looking at his camper that he'll hopefully be able to generate another $3,000 to $4,000 to put towards it. So at the very least, he'll have $5,000 of the $10,000 restitution. And so that one of the court's concerns was the seriousness of showing that he can generate some money for restitution prior to being placed on deferred education.
Yes. So when is he going to have the amount?
So that's the question. So he has someone looking at the RV this week. Hopefully that he's asking $4,000 for it. Assuming worst case scenario generates somewhere between $3,000 to $4,000. At least he would have somewhere in the range of about $5,000 to $6,000. Hopefully this week. Like I said, he has almost $1,800 in cashier's checks now. The goal was that the $5,000 loan plus this would have put him at the $10,000 mark. The loan fell through, so now we're praying that this is the third person that has looked at the RV in the last several weeks. So we're praying that, like I said, it'll generate $3,000 to $4,000, which would put us at $4,800 to $5,800.
All right. This is going to be recalled for December 8th. There will be no further resets for restitution amounts. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, just sure.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, December 8th, that's the final setting, no further resets.
Yes, sir.
All right, once you sign the reset form, Ms. Ferguson, December 8th, that's the final setting, no further.
Danielle Garcia.
Darwin Gomez? Yes.
Here you go.
Why are we reapproaching?
I'll sit in the box.
Darwin Gomez.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Judge. I'm here from Uncle Hood.
Yeah.
I apologize, Judge.
No problem.
Yeah, there's a restitution issue that you know about because
Yes.
you've already addressed it, Judge. Mark's client can come up with the restitution, not just with his salary, but also with a vehicle that he's going to sell by December 29th, and we're hoping that you could give us that amount of time. It's all about the Benjamins, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may share some information with you about
Yes,
my
please
career.
do.
I've made arrangements for a new schedule as well as a new job opportunity to come up with the
Here we go, round 2. Notice how fast this turns into negotiation. Courts hate last-minute financial promises. And Judge Boyd? She's about to catch multiple contradictions in real time. Watch carefully, the numbers won't add up.
amount that is needed to get this restitution taken care of. I want to make sure that I get this taken care of as soon as possible, and not just a portion of it. I want the full amount paid, and I have the numbers figured out. I've done my checks and balances, and I'm 100% confident that if I can get that time frame, the 29th, or even a little bit after, the 29th definitely, I can come up with $8,000 to $10,000.
No, you're saying the full amount. Could I see his file, please? If I give you a reset, it's going to be for the full amount.
For 15, ma'am, is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. I
So
haven't
here's the
done,
thing, don't tell me that you can do it if you can't do it.
I cannot do the 15,000, but the 10,000, I know for a fact that I can, Your Honor. I'm a second-year apprentice, and I work with IBW Local 60 as a union member.
Mhm.
I make $18.75 an hour. However, I will be working 56 hours a week, and on the weekends, I will be working as a mechanic to make additional income in Bernie, Texas. My dear friend is the owner of that company, and he's already given me permission to do so. He already gave me the pay rate and the amount, so I know confidently that I can definitely come up with that amount on the 29th, the 10,000. I just want to make sure that I can get this taken care of and not neglected, because for the time frame that we spoke about prior, for that I would only be able to do 3,600, and I know that for a fact.
No, the time frame we were speaking about was like October. This was originally on the docket in October, and you said today you would have $5,232.36.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then there was something about a trailer and not being able to sell the trailer on time.
I got pre-qualified for a loan, Your Honor, and when I went in person to proceed with the paperwork, they told me since my credit rate wasn't, I don't know how the process works with financial institutions, but when they pre-approve you, it's not a guaranteed approval. So when I went there in person, it was a whole different story. They basically charaded me into running a hard inquiry on my credit. So I was relying on that loan to get this situated. I'm not a wealthy man, Your Honor. I'm a son of an immigrant, and my mother, I don't really know her very well, but I'm doing every single thing I can to make this payment responsibility for what happened. And I don't want the court or them or anybody to think that I'm trying to haggle my way out of this. My number one priority is just to be held accountable for what happened and to make the payment and get things justified the way they should be. But like I said, Your Honor, I come to you humbly. I'm not a wealthy man. For this past 2 years,
Neither is the complainant. So my question is, 29th, what amount are you saying you're saying you're going to have money on the December 29th. What amount are you saying you're going to have?
definitely $8,567, Your Honor.
Okay, we go from 10,000 to 8,000. What's happening here, counsel?
Didn't you have an $1,800?
I do in my pocket right now, Your Honor, and I could leave that with y'all if you'd like.
No, I mean, I don't need it left with me.
You would have to leave it with the DAs, but he has an $1,800 payment now. I think that would take him up to the 10,000, Judge.
It's a 15,000 total amount, sir.
I understand, but it would take you up by the 29th to 10,000. So this $1,800 and then $8,500, Judge.
My biggest fear is that I come in the day that you permitted 2 to 3 weeks from now and I don't have what he needs, what the victim needs. And I go to prison and.
No, but she's not asking that. She's asking with the $1,800, and she's not saying she's gonna do it. If she resets it till the 29th of December, how much total amount, including the 1,800, will you come up with?
10,000. It'd be 10,000, Your Honor.
All right, state,
Yes, that.
he has a current payment of $1,800. Do you have a place for him to take that?
Judge, I do go for 1 minute. It's good to some forward and that.
All right, because regardless of whether I grant you probation or send you to prison, you'll still owe what you owe.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we're calling this back for January 5th. You need to have that money.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear any excuses on January
Your
5th.
Honor.
All right.
May we be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you,
One
Your Honor.
signs of reset.
Of course, Judge.
God bless you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Oh, thank
We're
you.
gonna get the restitution just for proof that I'm gonna show them where to go. We're gonna give the restitution receipt to the DA judge.
All right, thank you.